Peter, do you love me more than you love these fish in this net here, and these boats, and these oars? And Peter said, yes, I do love you more than these. And a second time, Jesus says, Peter, do you love me more than you love these fish and your nets and your battered old boat? And a little distressed at that, Peter said, yes, I do. I said I did. I do. And the Savior probably took a deep breath and smiled and looked Peter right in the eye. And though he didn't verbalize it, apparently he was conveying to Peter, may I now say to you for the third time, do you love me? And Peter is very, very sensitive about threes right now. And Jesus says, really in effect, okay, for the last time, do you love me more than these, than what you do, than what you've just been doing? And Peter says, I do. I do love you more than anything. And that is the moment that Peter became the great apostle. Forget the denials, whatever they were. Forget the cut off ears. Forget the impetuousness. Forget the confusion. Forget not knowing more than to come back to fish. Right here, face to face, again from the honesty of his heart, he said, I do love you more than anything. And to that, the Savior of the world said, then feed my sheep. I have asked you before to leave your nets, and I'm asking you again, and I don't want to ask you a third time. When I said leave your nets, it was forever. When I asked you to follow me, it was forever. When I asked you to be an apostle, it was forever. When I asked you to be a missionary, it was forever. When I asked you to see this through to the end, it was because it's not till it's over. Now forget your nets and forget the fish and jettison your boat and throw those oars away for the second time and feed my sheep. We're in this till the end. And that's the day Peter strode into eternity and became the man within hours, within days at the very least, when people pled that they could be taken into the street and left on their cot in hopes the shadow of Peter would pass over them. That's the Peter that he became with that little confrontation on the shore. And the issue is for all time and eternity, do you love me? Do you love me? You cannot get there from here. You cannot be what you have to be. You cannot say what you have to say. You cannot become the missionaries, the witnesses, the emissaries, the bastions and sentinels of truth that you're supposed to. You can't do it unless you love him. It is the first and great of all the commandments, the greatest of all the commandments, the first commandment. You need to decide tonight whether you're on a course that's committed to the idea that you really do love God. You really do love the Savior.